This is Outback Australia. And for a lot of you watching this for the first time, you'd probably think, when it comes to having a good time, we're a bit limited to choice. And you'd be right.
Hang on. Come on.
Because when it comes to fishing, well, we don't get a lot of real action in that department.
Bloody thong cod.
And when it comes to our boats, none of them are seaworthy. And this is about as close as we get to surfing.
Hey, boy!
But there is one thing we do have in every direction around here that is common and accessible to all of us. Outback Australia's big, long, wide open roads that we can drive our classics, ride our bikes and roll our rigs on in any direction till the sun sets whenever we go. And this is where I come in to invite you into my Outback as I bring you to some of Outback Australia's most awesome rigs, rides, classic cars and fabulous trucks and their awesome owners in Rusty Roads with Sandy Beach. Welcome back again to the Two Wheels edition of Rusty Roads. So far we've thrown a leg over a knucklehead or two, a cafe racer and a stitched together Frankenbeast also. Now, Dude shows us a bike in his collection for a special girl in his world. Most Harley owners are going to have at some point or another a old bike of heritage listing. So when I say that, I'm sort of thinking along the lines of like old World War II bikes and stuff. So I crossed Dude about this earlier. And he says, well, he has got one, but it's not quite the one that you'd expect it to be. So we're going to cut straight across to this thing over here, which kind of looks like a love child between an old Willys Jeep, a Second World War Harley, and a cafe racer in and of itself. But it's, I don't know, is it off-road, is it on-road? I mean, have a look at this thing.
Yeah, well, this is what they call a WLA model. They built hundreds of thousands of these for the Second World War effort. And I basically thought, well, I won't get as much hate for doing this to this one because they made thousands of them. So yeah, I bent the handlebars over, cut the mudguards down, found big ass tyres for it, got rid of the dash, moved the seat back, drilled holes in stuff everywhere.
They're called race holes, by the way.
Race holes. I just wanted to keep it sort of plain, so satin chrome, satin powder coat, satin paint with flattening base in the paint when I painted it.
Did you do much to the engine?
No.
Just kept it stock?
She's stock and she's rattling its head off at the moment.
Dude is the father, a very happy father of no less than 4 girls. And I think the youngest one is the one that's taken to the bikes, is that right? Yeah. And she actually got taught how to ride this bike. Of all the bikes, he put her on this one first, the most hardest of all of them to learn. Part of the reasons for that is that you need certain skill sets to ride this bike, and there's a thing called a suicide clutch. So tell us a little bit about having to introduce your daughter to a bike that has something that is called a suicide clutch.
Well, luckily she's really adaptable. You know, she can sort of pretty much do whatever she puts her mind to. But all it is it's a foot clutch, and you change gears by hand through there. You know.
So how many gears is it?
This is a 3-speed.
Right. So it's first, second, third.
Yeah. So that's disengaging the clutch there. That's disengaged. You put it into gear, and then you roll the clutch and accelerate a little bit, just like letting the clutch out on the handlebars, and take off. If that's not set up and you've stopped at the lights and it's not in neutral, that could probably creep forward on you and drag you into the traffic. And I think that's where the...
Hey, come back!
This dude has it all. From classic to vintage and prehistoric.
Smell that! Smell it, baby! That is real machinery in operation.
They can practically talk to you.
To the uninitiated, this has not been exhumed from the inner bowels of the Titanic. This is exactly how Dude got it all those years ago, and much to the surprise of most of you out there, this actually works. Okay. In the absence of any badges on it, I'm asking, is this a Harley?
Yes, it is a Harley. It's a 1925 J model.
1925.
1925, yeah.
So it's almost like 95 years old.
It's
5 off 100 or so, being 100 years
I
old.
think it's closer to 100 than that.
Closer to 100.
Yeah.
My old man was born in 1922, so that kind of like puts it in that vintage. Honestly, this is so old. There are people on the earth that are not even here anymore, and this thing still is.
Yeah, I know. It's just all this stuff is going to outlive us all. You know, we're just keepers of
You're
it.
custodians.
Custodians.
The custodians
That's the
for a
word.
future generation.
And, that's right, but it is weird to ride, especially like you wouldn't really want to take it into town too much because modern cars have really good brakes and these don't.
This doesn't even have a front brake.
Doesn't
folks.
have a front.
Doesn't even have a brake at the front. So all you're relegated to is a brake at the back.
At the rear and back through the gears.
Yeah, but who needs brakes on bikes,
Yeah,
man? You only want to
yeah.
go forward anyway. Join us next time for a journey into the past that Dude hopes you can help him with in the future. Meanwhile, please like, share, subscribe, and even comment. Most importantly, click on that notification bell so you don't miss more episodes as I reveal yet another Outback automotive gem on Rusty Roads with Sandy Beach.